Hello, all you beautiful people. This is Intentional Healing, and I am Nicole Bridger. So today I want to talk about when you seem to ruin a good thing, what I would call sabotaging a good relationship, and perhaps why we do that. If you're watching this, then maybe you're feeling like you're kind of about to sabotage a good thing, and trying really hard not to, but can't quite seem to help yourself. Or perhaps you know that you've done that before and have always kind of wondered why and not wanting to repeat. Like always, let's just take a second to take a deep breath and just be here. Allow whatever's calling your attention today to just be there. It'll still be there when we're done. But give yourself these few moments to be with yourself in thought. So, to make it really simple, the reason that we sabotage a good relationship is basically that we are focusing on the wrong thing. We are focusing on the thing that we don't want. And it's funny with that because we think that by focusing and pointing out all the things that we don't want, that we're somehow protecting ourselves from that thing coming to us or happening. And in fact, whatever you focus on grows. So even by focusing on not wanting something, I don't want someone like that, I don't want someone like that, in fact, you're drawing that trait even closer to you. So we begin to kind of do that when we are triggered. And what I mean by trigger is that it sort of sparks a fear feeling in you. You're experiencing something in a current relationship that just feels like something you've experienced before, that you told yourself that you wouldn't ever experience again, and you go into trigger mode, fear mode, and you end up starting to almost like look for things, look for things that that are an excuse or a reason, almost convincing yourself that this is not the relationship for you. And it really comes from that nervous reaction, rather than a very calm knowingness. So I can share you a little personal story from recently. When we moved to Indonesia about a year ago, I fell in love with my partner, and he's Indonesian. And when during the summer that just passed, we took him back to Canada, and his ex-wife really was controlling with money, and in Canada the financial disparity was very evident for him, and it just really triggered him to feeling not safe, even though he knew in his mind that I was not like that. He just couldn't help but feeling triggered, feeling unsafe, and it was feeling like before, familiar. And for me, for my past, I definitely still carry a belief that you can't trust men, and that I'm safer just to do it on my own. And as you allow someone to come deeper and deeper in, there comes a point where it is scary, and when he he got triggered and faltered. For me, I just thought, oh, see, I knew he wasn't who he said he was. And I just bolted emotionally. I said, yeah, that's fine. Oh, yep. This is hard for you. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. And bolted so fast. But we stayed friends, of course, and still saw each other all the time. And with love and compassion, really slowly unpacked what happened for each of us and how each of us got triggered and what was really going on for us. And the thing with relationships is that whoever you draw in at that time in your life is in direct reflection of any beliefs that you're holding on to that are ready to shift, ready to heal. So if he and I are able to, I don't know if it's like weather the course or, just with love and compassion, hold those mirrors for each other, and that we can be incredibly healing for each other, for our individual things that we're trying to heal in ourselves. So let's talk about, there I sabotaged. I got freaked out. So I literally started to focus on all of the things that I didn't like, because there was a fear in me. I was scared. I was scared of choosing the wrong one again. I was scared of being hurt. I was scared of being lied to. I was scared of doing it all on my own again. I was just scared. And in that place of fear, I began to pick out all the things that I didn't want. And I started to see all the things that I didn't want. And, when you're first falling in love with someone or just really in love with someone, you almost don't even see their flaws. You're just in such a state, a high vibration state, that you don't see those things, or those things don't bother you. If they sing off key or they chew with their mouth open, it almost doesn't bother you. But when you're in that state of fear, those things become really amplified, and you begin to focus on them. And for me, I began to convince myself all the reasons why this wasn't going to work. And I had a client today who has been working with me for over a year, and she lost her husband about 4 years ago and has 4 children, young children, and just recently started dating someone, first person to have a relationship with. And it's everything she asked for. She was almost certain it wasn't going to work because, of the kids or of this or that, and everything was great. Everything is great. And she's freaking out. So that's why I wanted to do this topic tonight, because it's sort of coming up for myself and for my clients. She's like, why can't I just let myself enjoy it? It's everything I asked for. It's everything I want, and I'm freaking out. And there's a beautiful example of her feeling afraid of letting love in, of really receiving, of it being so easy, of her really deserving this level of peace, of losing again, of hurting others, just even of wanting it all figured out before even taking that first step. And a lot of us do that, where, okay, show me exactly how this is going to pan out, and that I can make sense of this in my head and feel in control of this, and then I'll step in. But life is not like that. Even if you think you have control, that's just an illusion, because anything could happen at any time. And, life is meant to continually humble us. So perhaps you are in a relationship with someone who is really lovely and special and not perfect, because none of us are, but perfect right now for you. And you can feel this kind of panic in your chest, maybe a clenching in your throat or a little nausea in your stomach. And mostly it's just also that your mind can't relax, that you can't seem to just allow yourself to enjoy. You're just kind of on, well, what's actually happening is you're in fight or flight. And there's just that neural pathway that's saying, this isn't safe, this isn't safe. And you begin to listen to that and start to focus on all the things that you don't like, and you end up really bringing those to the surface and manifesting those. So what do you do when you're in this situation? The first thing is just to notice that you're afraid. And it's no big deal. We all get afraid. We all have lifetimes and lineages of beliefs, and to not make it wrong, but just to notice that that's what's going on. And then to allow yourself to start to focus on the things that you do like. Start to appreciate all the things that you do like about them. And they can be little things. Start to say thanks. And in time, you will get back into a good feeling place, an appreciative place. And this isn't to say that you need to force all relationships to work. That's not what I'm saying, because when you're in that really loving place, that's very centered and sure, you might decide that this is not the relationship for you from this point on. That might happen. But it's from that healed, centered place, not from the reactionary, broken place. Because I can promise you that if you make a decision from that broken, reactionary place, wherever you go, you will recreate it until you heal that voice that's scared. And all of our scared voices are unique, and you may want to take some time to write out what that voice is saying for you. And you may be surprised what you're actually afraid of. That happens a lot. So I hope that that this conversation is helpful for any of you that are wanting to appreciate the relationship that you're in, and can't understand why you can't just relax and enjoy it. You're not alone. Have a blessed, blessed day. Thank you so much. Please visit my website, NicoleBridger.com. My Instagram is also Nicole Bridger. I'd love to hear from you, questions, thoughts, topics that you want me to talk about. And I look forward to next week. Take care.